Hello students, as part of our essay for civil services mains examination practice sessions, today we have taken up a topic. The topic of the day is a person who never made a mistake, never tried anything new. A very easy topic, and we all would agree with the statement. At times, the topic is so subjective and abstract that it becomes difficult to understand, and then because of that difficulty, we don't know where we have to steer with the topic. But this topic is so simple. It's talking about, obviously, as usual practice, we try to reread the topic to find out clues how to proceed in our creative writing on the given topic. It's primarily about mistake and trying new things. I have underscored two most important words which need to be read little more deeply and widely. When we are trying to read this, the statement as it is says that if we try anything new, the odds of failure and success are equal. We may succeed or we may fail. When we think about mistake, mistake is often associated with failure to accomplish a mission or a task. However, it's not just about failure. It is also about selection of our goal and mission, the strategy which we make to achieve that, the steps which we take to fulfill the prerequisites of accomplishing the task. It could be interpreted like this. So, when we are interpreting what could be understood by mistake, doing something wrong or doing something wrongly, both of the things could be described as mistake. Doing something wrong is selecting a wrong goal, selecting a wrong objective, going after a mission which is not rational. It has no justification. So, selecting our goals, objective and mission, we can err or make a mistake on that. So, that is one. And the second is doing it wrongly. Doing it wrongly. Doing it wrongly means that a certain goal or objective requires to be acted upon in a particular manner that works. So, if we do something wrongly, then also in retrospect, when we look back after not getting success or failing, we feel that we committed some mistakes. So, that way, the first thing in this essay has to be to decide whether you agree with the topic or not. We think this is an agreeable topic and it is very sane and rational to understand the simple fact of life that when we try any new thing, the odds are equal. We cannot rule out the odds of failures. So, if we try new thing, then it is obvious that one of the outcomes could be mistake. Now, mistake should be deciphered. We have to give it some kind of concrete definition, although concrete definitions are not always possible. Sometimes mistakes in the common parlance may not be considered as mistakes, but that could be at the end of your write up when you are thinking about giving a critical dimension. The critical thinking portion of your write up requires to think a little more, a little beyond, not only between the lines, but beyond the lines as well. So, that you can do or you cannot do, both the options are available. The only thing is that when you do, you have some kind of cutting edge over other aspirants of the examination. To begin with, what we tried to find out how to proceed in this essay, we underscored the two most important and defining words. After that, we tried to set our vision or our understanding of the topic. We agree with the topic, we try anything new and there are equal odds. Then we tried to define mistake. There could be n number of definitions, but any sane, rational, reasoned definition, doing something wrong or doing something wrongly, that could be described as mistake. So, after defining mistakes, then we should talk about significance of doing something, doing anything new. Time is moving, space is also changing. So, time and space, when there is a change in that, our responses need to change. With change in time and space, our challenges of day to day life or challenges for individual, for a group or for the whole humanity, they also undergo changes. And therefore, we cannot do without trying new things. History has ample evidence that man's creativity, imagination, scientific temper, spirit of inquiry has led to civilizational progress. Therefore, doing something new is extremely important for change, transformation and progress. That is what is considered to be a positive civilizational direction, that changes take place, changes make transformation possible and transformations make progress possible. So, we cannot undermine, be it science and technology or management or politics or society. Change, as it is said, is only permanent. All other things may change or may not change, but change is only permanent. Without change, the emerging challenges of our day to day life, the emerging challenges at our social and national level, the emerging challenges at global level could not be addressed. And at the same time, whatever we have achieved, just staying at a particular point as the apogee of success and the finality of achievement is also quite contrary to the human spirit, that we always try to improve things, the methods of doing things. That is basically a journey towards betterment, and for betterment we endeavor to think about new things, to do new things. It is, whether it is invention of fire or discovery, invention of wheel, discovery of fire, or in the later stages the industrial revolution of Europe and things like use of steam for mill production and aeroplane and Thomas Alva Edison, lot of research and development in newer areas. I have just named a few, but this all was possible because of thinking about new things or thinking afresh, not sticking to what has been achieved already. It is the human tendency to build upon what has already been achieved for making the world better than what we inherited. So, the significance of doing new things. And while we do new things, we are destined to have two outcomes with equal probability, and failure and doing things which do not work, that gives birth to what we call mistake. Because we commit mistakes, it is very important to think what is the role of mistakes. A person who never made a mistake, never tried to do anything new, when we read this, who never made a mistake, never tried anything new, is talking about something what you can call fear of unknown. Fear of unknown, the outcomes we don't know when we start anything and take the first step, especially new things. We don't have a template. We don't have an existing prototype. So, in any arena of life, when we are thinking anything new, thinking or we are trying to do, we don't have templates. We don't have prototypes. And therefore, the fear of unknown grips us. If we are bogged down by that fear, we won't proceed in making a trial towards a new thing. So, that is the main central idea, that this fear of unknown while trying anything new stops us to make mistakes. But it is not only fear. Normally, mistakes are associated with some kind of social stigma, despise, or criticism. These are the things which stop us. If we tried, and there is a fear in our mind that what will happen if I will fail? This kind of fear from social stigma about failures can stop me from becoming an entrepreneur. It could stop me from trying to give a scientific solution to a challenge of our times. We may be laughed out. We may be rejected in the beginning. So, this social stigma associated with mistake is also stopping us from doing anything new. I remember one of the young persons giving an interview after presentation of budget when Narendra Modi government came to power in 2014, and Arun Jaitley was the Minister of Finance, and a question was asked by the television anchor from a young man in the street that, what is your expectation from the budget? He said that I want to be an entrepreneur, but I am afraid becoming an entrepreneur in our society is very difficult because failures are not taken well, and not only by society but also by the system itself. There is no social security. If we try something and we fail, if we try something which does not work, then the whole world collapses in front of me. I don't have any other option but to settle in a settled job. So, will it be possible in this new budget to have something This is the expectation which we have from this budget, that there must be something where an entrepreneur, a new budding entrepreneur, can have some kind of security, social security, so that he can try about new things to address the current challenges. Anyway, so social stigma, despise or criticism, this is also part of fear, but I have just broken it down, and therefore I just think that we must try to connect in this write-up the fear of unknown and the social stigma, despise or criticism stops us from doing or trying anything new. Now, why mistakes are despised? We do not understand the role of mistakes. Failure is despised, mistake is despised. It is only because we are accustomed to winning, we are accustomed to appreciating winning, we are not accustomed to take setbacks. That's not only the problem in our first school that is called family, or even beyond that in formal education. Setbacks, failure and mistakes are probably some things which we usually do not try to take head on. We do not learn in our family or in our formal education system or in the society in which we are living. This is a fact that failures and mistakes are not taken, setbacks are not taken as a trial, not taken as well taken trial. Even if it does not work, that trial has to be appreciated. The heart, soul and hours devoted to a particular trial by any entrepreneur in any field must be appreciated rather than the outcome, but that is not the reality. And that's why this being accustomed only to winning, accustomed only to appreciating winning, the winner takes it all kind of society in which we are living. Mistakes are always despised. But in fact, failures and mistakes are the results in our life which can act as a teacher, which can give us clue to our future trials. Once again to come up and to bounce back as an improved version of our own selves. But then we will have to see mistakes in perspective. Before doing something, proper amount of reflection, causation, rationalization, reason and logic, everything needs to be used. And after using that, if we decided to do something and decided to do it with a particular strategy, even then it may work and it may not work, because there are many exogenous factors. It is not about known factors. There are many unknown factors, exogenous to the system of our thinking. Mistakes can occur because of the endogenous factors, some fallacy in our selection of objective and selection of method and strategy. Mistakes, however, can also occur due to our failure to appreciate many of the factors out of control and exogenous factors working side by side. So, mistakes basically should be seen as a stepping stone to new learning. Once again, when we want to bounce back, there is a condition that mistakes should be taken as a learning experience, and that is what Nelson Mandela says in his statement, that either we win or we learn. We never fail. If something does not work and we feel that we have failed, it's better not to be bogged down and to sit shattered with broken heart. It is about thinking and rethinking what went wrong, finding out the reasons in our objectives and in our strategy, and then re-strategizing it. That is the better way. So, once we learn from mistakes, then we will not be afraid we will just think that I tried something, it did not work this way, but it could work in another way which I have not reached so far. That is the oft quoted statement of Thomas Alva Edison, that I tried 1000 times and failed, but now I am rich by experience that 1000 ways to do this work do not work. So that's one way to learn from mistakes. Peter Drucker, the management guru, is also talking about mistakes, that sticking to something in the name of being resolute, firm and determined may not always be a good strategy. There are certain things which do not work. Even after best of our trial, best of our efforts, there are some things which are not working. Then sticking on to those things only in the name of firm determination and resolution probably is not the right strategy. The management guru says that that which does not work after a fair amount of trial, it's better to change the course. So he is talking about changing the strategy, but both ways, whether it is Thomas Alva Edison's way or it is Peter Drucker's way, both ways suggest that mistakes per se are not bad. What we do with the mistakes is good or bad. So mistakes should be taken an opportunity to learn, to re-strategize, to redefine our goals, to redefine our strategy, and once again come up with a new vigor, energy and hope and try again. Try and try again is the idiom which talks that you may not succeed in one attempt and therefore try and try again, but try and try again with the same method may not work. What Peter Drucker is telling, that we will have to think about the mistakes, why did they happen, what else could have been done, how better it could have been done, especially compared to the method which I adopted. So mistakes are an opportunity to learn, and learning is an opportunity to grow. Those who commit same mistake time and again are destined to fail. There the stigma becomes permanent. But if one learns from the mistake and grows, then certainly mistakes are something very human, and even if our subordinates, juniors and teammates commit a mistake, they should not be looked down upon, they should not be looked with despise. That is probably the leadership which a management must have. Wherever you are, whatever you do, just creating the same stigma which gives fear to anybody and stops from trying anything new is probably the thing which hurts research, development, innovation, creativity, imagination. These are the words which basically lead us to newness, and newness is what is beautiful. One of the definitions of beauty given by an artist is that which from moment to moment, which appears more beautiful, which appears new, is beautiful. So beauty is never obsolete. Beauty is not a status quo. Beauty is not inertia. In search of beauty and maybe in search of truth, we will have to try new things. And the more we try, we are destined to fail many times. But failing itself is not an stigma. Failing and taking it in true spirit enables us to learn and grow. That what Thomas Alva Edison said, or that what Peter Drucker said. Even Mahatma Gandhi also felt like that. Basically, he was more conscious about not committing the same mistake. If we commit the same mistake, this means that we are obdurate, we are inflexible, we are not learners. So these are the requirements. Maybe we commit our mistake, we commit a mistake because of many reasons, endogenous and exogenous reasons. Endogenous reasons may be that before doing anything we have not given proper amount of thinking, we have not done proper amount of research, we have not done proper amount of efforts to get knowledge about it. So ignorance and lack of knowledge can be one of the things. Mistakes we commit because of that. Sometimes we are in extreme haste. So making haste to something which is new may lead to committing mistakes. We will have to be in symphony, we will have to be in harmony, rather than being restless and being in a breakneck speed. Creativity, imagination, discovery, everything requires that we are cool, calm, poised, grounded. All those things are requirement. Mistakes could be avoided if we have these properties. So, this is a beautiful open essay. You can explore multiple things about it, and finally, you agree with this, that whenever we try new things, that could be the conclusion. We are prone to committing mistakes. Mistakes, however, are not a stigma. We should not be afraid of committing mistakes. What we should be afraid of is committing the same mistakes time and again, not allowing our mistake to turn into a teacher. Mistakes give us opportunity to learn, and the more we learn, the more we grow, the more better version and improved version of our own selves we become, and this guarantees that failures and mistakes become the stepping stone towards success and to achieve something new which makes the world better than what we inherited. That is how you can conclude. Thank you.